Hey, what's up guys? Soaps here. Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be doing a rule installment, but also an update. So I'm going to try and go pretty fast because I want to fit this into a less than 17-minute video because that's what I have storage for. So yeah, we'll get right into it right now, not waste any time. So first, let's go into the new ships that I have. So in the last video, I said that I was bad and I didn't finish the stat card for the SS Marie. I did it now. Oh my god, you're in the way, bro. I did it. Came out nice. There you go. So there's the statistic card for the SS Marie. Let's get a nice 10 out of 10 close up. Yeah. Wow, you can see like the grains in the paper and everything. Wow. Okay. Next up, we got a new schooner, which is the Rusty Spoon. And I think this came out pretty nice. I like the way that looks. And then the statistic card for the Rusty Spoon. So it's a schooner. And it has 40 attack, range of 1, 220 health, capacity of 3, and speed of 2. Next up, we have a new frigate. And this completes the whole, like a whole play set, so that you can actually play the game. We have 2 frigates, 2 galleons, and 2 schooners. So this is the Lost Diamond. It's a frigate, and when I was drawing this, I was like, whoa, too many sails. I went a little bit overboard on the sails, and it doesn't really look right, but I mean, it still looks cool, so that's a plus. And then I was lazy again, and I didn't make the statistic card, so you'll see that in the next video. So I made no crew cards for this update, but I made a ton of action cards because I wanted to make enough cards so that I could test play the game, which I did, and that's why I want to make the rule video now that I actually know what the heck is going on. So I'm going to try and go in the order that I made the cards. Alright, so first up we have Journey to the Tavern. Beautiful card. Just look at this man's face. He's just, oh, this is what camera focusing looks like. Okay, I'm not even, okay. Journey to the Tavern. Cost 1 doubloon. Draw 2 crew member cards instead of 1 next time you draw. Probably should put a comma there. Simple card. It works. I play tested it. Makes sense. And just if you need some more crew members to stock up your ships with. So I do like the art in that. He's a little bit like, what? And then he's like, yeah. And he's like, no. Okay. So next up we have Reinforced Hull. Pretty snazzy card. Pretty basic art, but it looks nice. And then one of your ships gains plus 40 HP. So I have to go into this now. So early rule segment here. There's 2 types of healing in this game. 2 ways that you can heal. Oh my god, I can't even like find a common term for it. There's 2 terms in this game. There's heal and there's gain. Heal means that it doesn't do anything when your crew member or ship is at full HP. It just, you can't use it. Like if you play Pokemon, you know, like if your Pokemon's at full HP, you can't heal it. Same with this if it says heal, but because it says gains, you can give them an extra 40 HP so it can exceed their max, but it doesn't always have to. Like you don't have to use this one. You don't only have to use it when it's at full health. There we go. I can talk today. So next up, Soaps doesn't draw girls, but I was like, I need to do this for the fans, so I was like, da-na-na-na, Sirens. Beautiful card. Pretty great. I was like, oh, I should probably redo this because it came out looking pretty interesting, if you ask me. But then I was like, but I already colored it and everything, and I'm just like, Sirens. Alright, so 2 costs. Deal 40 damage to 1 crew member on the map because it's supposed to be like, oh, I drowned you, fam. And then, like, you can potentially just pick off one of your opponent's crew members on one of their ships. So works pretty well. And just look at that face. It's beautiful. And then finally for the action cards, we have Grape Shot. This one is really hard to draw in perspective because I don't know how to perspective good. And but I think it came out pretty nice. It almost reminds me of the ship in Reinforced Hull. Plot twist, maybe it is the same ship. Wow. So equip this card to one of your ships. Next time it attacks, deal 10 damage to all crew members on board. So this is really only a very good card when your opponent has like at least 3 crew members on board, because then you're doing 30 damage. But yeah, I probably should have made this a 1 cost. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out once I do more play testing. play. Yep. So that's Grape Shot. Yeah, so that's all the action cards. That's all the cards for this video. And now I think we'll get into the rules segment. So I think I'll go to the floor now and set up the whole game board. All right, hey everybody. Oh, welcome back. All right, we're at the floor. Okay, so this is what it's gonna look like set up. I mean, you can obviously move the stuff around if you're playing the game. I mean, I'm not gonna stop you from doing any configurations that you want. But this is what it's gonna look like when you're playing. So you're gonna need the game board to play, unless you make your own. And then you need 3 ships, a schooner, a galleon, and a frigate. And like I see, your opponent has it too. And then you need the corresponding stat cards for each of the ships. So I have them there. When I played against my dad to playtest, we put them down here, and that worked just as fine. And then you need a action deck and a crew member deck, and which are 10 cards each, by the way. So yeah, that's total 20 cards, and you don't mix them together. You just keep them separate. So on your turn, you gain 2 doubloons, which I'm just using pennies for, and you start the game by drawing, this is crew member, 3 crew members, which become your captains. Captains doesn't really mean anything, it's just those are the people that, they're your freebies that get to start off in your ships. So your opponent would do that as well, and those are the guys that you get to start off with. So now that you and your opponent have both selected their captains, you're going to start the game by drawing 1 card from your crew member deck. And then the next turn, you would draw an action card. And then the next turn, you would draw a crew member card. These are just copies that I had, and I didn't feel like taking my originals out of the binder. Then an action card, then a crew member, and you alternate drawing every single turn. So, yeah, that's how the piles work, because you don't have one singular deck, so you switch between the 2 for drawing. And it's not like you get to choose, it's just one turn's crew member draw, next turn's action card draw. So now that you have your 2 doubloons on your turn, you can decide if you want to use your action card. For 1 doubloon, you can play Journey to the Tavern, or you can save up for Crazy Jones to place him to one of your ships. So as you can see, this is what a ship card looks like. I wish I could be doing this at my table, but this says what type of ship it is: frigate, galleon, or schooner, what the capacity is, which says how many people it can hold. So from the start of the game, you already get 1 free crew member, so you're only going to be able to put 1 more in there because it has a capacity of 2, and then it has a speed of 2. So that means on your turn, you're going to be able to move that ship 2 knots, which is the measurement for 1 grid square. So then over here it says speed of 2, so you can move the leaky bucket 2 as well. And you can't move diagonally. It doesn't work. You have to do like L's and stuff. So you can only move in a plus, no diagonals. What else can we talk about? Okay, so each ship has health and attack. That comes into the battling, and then if you look really close there in the top left-hand corner, there's a range. It says a range of 1, and that means that if your opponent has a ship 1 knot away, which means this, you can deal 30 damage to their health points. So you can move all of your ships you can move all of your ships up to their speed values. So because like we said before, the Leaking Spoon can move 2 knots in a turn, it can only move. You can decide to only move one, is what I'm trying to get at. If you don't want to move the two, and you can move, and then if you have an enemy ship in range, you can shoot them. So that's the way it works with ship combat. So when I recommend, if you're getting into this game, I mean, not like you can because I'm not selling it or giving it to anybody yet, but once you do get your hands on this game, if I do get that far and start selling it, I would recommend just start playing with the ships. Don't even start doing crew members. Don't even start doing action cards or anything. Just move around the ships and just do the ship combat, because that's pretty fun in of itself, and it's pretty strategic how battling comes to play. So if you ever played a card game like the ones that I make, or Chaos Galaxy or anything, actually maybe not Chaos Galaxy because it's a little bit different. This is your damage value. Whoever you're attacking, when you attack them, you subtract 30 damage from their health, or whatever the attacker's attack value is. So simple. And then when it's reached 0, he's dead, and he just gets removed from sunk, I should say, removed from the map. Get it? Because it's a map. Wow, I'm cool. And I guess I'll call this down here and up here your port, because someone said that, and I think that sounded pretty cool. So this is a port, and this is a map. So now we'll talk about how crew members, like I said, we already have the captains and how those work. So now we're going to talk about crew member battling. So, all right, you say, I got my crew members, I placed another one in the leaky spoon or whatever, and I want to get to using them. So now there's this thing called boarding. So let's say you moved your ship, your opponent moves your ship, you're right next to each other. One knot, like you're right next to each other. Now, one of you, now that you're right next to each other, if one of the ships is below half health, so if we go back here, see, let's grab the leaky bucket. If the leaky bucket is below, you can decide if you want to round up or round down, because this isn't an even number. But let's say like 160. If it's below 160 or is 160, he can be boarded. So let's say you're at 160 health with your leaky bucket, and the opponent comes over with their lost diamond and decides that they're going to board you. Keep in mind that you can't use an attack and shoot your cannons and bring their health down. You can't do that and board them at the same turn. But if you bring another ship over and you just attacked with the lost diamond, you can still board them. So you can't board an attack, but you can attack with one ship and board with another. So now that you've boarded, the whole game pauses. So until the battle's over. So it turns into a turn-based game, like Sketchbook Chronicles Legacy. So let's say I have Dicer and you have Mitch the Witch, and they would fight it out, just keep going back and forth with their attacks until one of them dies, which is probably going to be Dicer because he's a lot worse than Mitch the Witch. So he has Throwing Knives, which does 10 damage, and then he has Spectral Explosion, which does 20 damage. So he would do 20 damage, he would do 10, so he's at 40, he's at 20. Then he would do Spectral Explosion again, he would do 10, and then Dicer would die, and there goes your leaky bucket. So that's why you want to put more people, and it'll be more exciting, because I can't pick up this card, it's being a pain in the butt. All right, as you get more people, the battles will get a lot more exciting, because you get to choose who you're going to attack. So you can say, all right, Crazy Jones, use your Scream Before You Shoot at Mitch the Witch, and then Throwing Knives will attack both of them for the total for 10 damage to each, because that's what his attack does. So there's more strategy when you have more cards, and then it will become more of a risky battle, because you don't really know who's going to win. So you get to choose like who's who, and it's just that's their HP, that's their damage, and that's their doubloon cost, by the way. I don't know if I said that. So that's the crew member symbol, and this is what action cards look like. I mean, hopefully you got that already, but so yeah, so if your health reaches 0, you're dead, and that guy will, if he reaches 0, he's dead. He goes to a discard pile just off the map, and then let's say this guy died, and then Dicer died, and now your ship is sunk. So now that the battle is over, the game resumes. So this would go back to over there or whatever, off the map, and the ship would just be gone. So let's say that was your first move, like you only moved the ship that game. I mean, you only moved the ship this turn. Now you can move this guy and move that guy and decide what else you're going to do on your turn. But it's not like what I had originally had planned. That's why I'm saying that the game freezes, is that I would do my attack, you would do your attack, and then that would be the end of the battle for this turn. Now it's my turn, I can move my ships or whatever, and then we would do another 2 attacks, and then that would be the end of that, and then you can move stuff. Anyway, I think that would just get way too many. That would be way too confusing because there's way too many things going on, and what if you had like multiple boardings going on at once? So just you finish the battle before you start moving any ships. So you just go back and forth until somebody dies. That sounded pretty grim. So yeah, that's how the game works. So you just want to sink. God. You just want to sink all of your opponent's ships. That's the objective of the game. Whether you're doing it through shooting them down with your cannons, lowering their ships to actual 0, or boarding them and killing all of their crew members so that their ship is unpilotable or captainable. I don't know, ship terms, Navy terms. And that would make them gone. So, yeah, I think that's it for the rule video. I'm about to run out of storage, so I'll be back in a second. Yeah. Alright, so hopefully that covers everything. I think I did. I talked about ship battling, crew member battling, how you draw, how you use the balloons, what the map looks like, how you set it up, and how you win the game. So, yeah, that's going to be it. I just got rid of 0.98 gigabytes on my phone, and that was 15 minutes worth of video. Wow. Okay, I didn't know. Okay, I thought video took up more space, but whatever. All right, thank you guys for watching. I think that's gonna be it. And, sorry that this is such a long video, but that's what you got to do when you make a rule video with an update. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.